Hello guys and gal, it's me, the increasingly desperate man who's gonna tell you for the 26th time this year that Twitter is finally over.
Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and Twitter's in some serious trouble, meaning that they actually have competition. Now when it comes to social media, a lot of websites have competition, kind of. YouTube has Rumble, Twitch has
True, but no one cares.
Kick. And, when it comes to competition, usually there's like a top tier dog, and then the competition is usually a much smaller chihuahua in comparison.
True.
And usually it's almost like apples to oranges. Not when it comes to Twitter, okay? Twitter is a platform that has had a new competitor every month. When it came to one of the first competitors on the market after Elon Musk bought it out, there was Mastodon. Then I remember there was Hive. Now there's Blue Sky Social. And a lot of these platforms typically try to copy what Twitter is, which is effectively a place for you to fire up really quickly on the toilet, write your thoughts out, quote tweet, engage with the world, and send out your thoughts on the toilet in 240 characters or less. Not if you have Twitter Blue, then you can write a whole goddamn article for some reason.
True, pretty smart.
But that's generally the vibe. So realistically, it's not a super difficult social media concept to copy, but so far Twitter pretty much has the hand up everyone's collective butt cheeks. Now, Instagram Meta, Mark Zuckerberg came in alongside training to be a U.S. Navy SEAL. He released Threads. Now, if you go to the actual website over here, you might notice that it's got like an interesting looking logo made out of voxels. But
it's the metaverse.
If you actually look at the proper logo,
this is going to be great.
Some people say this is 666. I just see a pig's tail, okay, and I call it a day.
Oh yeah, the thing. I never checked it. I just found it funny. But does is this literally Homer Simpson's ear? I never checked. Is it true? But it's kind of just funny to imagine that that's Homer Simpson's ear.
Oink. Now this is the Instagram version of Twitter, Mark Zuckerberg's version, and to understand,
which harvests literally everything that you do. Okay, using Threads is literally just agreeing to sell your existence to Zuck, which is hilarious.
In the last in the last day it's launched, it's already went over 50 million users. I think at this point it's probably crossed 100 million. And it's
70 million, yeah, that's what I heard.
It's back-ended off Instagram, which is, again, one of the most popular social networks ever. Now, I personally have a thread, and I will be the first one to admit, I'm ban evading. I've been banned off Instagram, okay? Apparently, I impersonated myself. Marky Mark wants my driver's license. No.
That's not a joke. He's not joking. Mark actually does want that. Everyone knows you're the product in these things, right? But Mark Zuckerberg is literally tying a knot around you and saying, yeah, baby, you are 100% the product.
No. Now, I personally don't care about using a Facebook tool, but I think it's great that Twitter, and like everything in the world, has competition. I don't know if Mark Zuckerberg's a fan of being, in competition with Elon Musk. Because, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not...
Bruh, Zuck needs to actually worry about Facebook going under, not making competition to Twitter. People hate Facebook. And Instagram's not... Well, Instagram is doing pretty good. But there's a huge slowdown there that Zuck is probably scared of already. It's gonna be fun, okay? I think Mark Zuckerberg should concentrate on actually, keeping his existing products alive, not trying to make a Twitter clone. Oh, and by the way, well, we're gonna see. Maybe he mentions this.
They've already got lawsuit threats.
True.
So for anybody wondering, yes, this is an actual real letter from X Corp. Yeah, that's the company.
Elon's stuff.
Twitter, okay. As successor in interest to Twitter Inc., based on recent reports regarding your recently launched Threads app, Twitter has serious concerns that Meta has engaged in systematic, willful, and unlawful misappropriation of trade secrets and intellectual property. Basically, if you read through this letter, you can find out that what they're actually alleging is after Twitter fired a good chunk of its workforce until all they had left were people that were on literally like work visas, individuals that had no choice but to work at Twitter, otherwise get their asses deported. Well,
Bruh.
yeah, they're a little bit salty that some of those
That's a salty take, okay?
employees may or may not have been hired by Meta. And of course, as you can imagine, when you're recently fired from one place, you may bring over some of your knowledge, expertise, and trade secrets over to the other company.
The trade secrets part is actually super illegal, by the way, and easy provable.
And I think that's a pretty valid lawsuit to have. You know, if you end up firing some of your work staff and they choose to have documentation or something that could absolutely give your...
You know what I find funny in that? I find it hilarious that Elon Musk literally combed through Twitter and fired all of the useless garbage people that did nothing, and Zuck's like they're scooping them up like they're treasure. I find that funny.
your competition an advantage, that is pretty fucking unethical. But don't get me wrong, it works from an American business standpoint.
No, you
Anything
get
to
sued
over
for
your
that,
competition,
dude.
Oh, American companies will do it. I swear to God, when it comes to snapping a baby's neck...
Oh, by the way, he's probably not gonna do it, so I will actually explain what trade secrets mean in this case, because most people have absolutely no idea how this works. So, looking at Twitter and remaking it can technically get you sued, but that's a super hard lawsuit to actually win from Elon Musk's point. But if a company acquires a lot of people who worked previously on Twitter and actually knew trade secrets, aka how the platform functions, how it's built and whatnot, then the lawsuit is a lot easier, because if those people make something similar to Twitter now, you have a very, very, very adjustable cause to win that case, because they are doing this based off of prior knowledge from the company they worked, aka Twitter's trade secrets, you know? So that's the thing here. They're not just copying the look, okay? They are copying everything behind the look and how it functions, and that's the actual lawsuit.
Just to get an extra point on your share price, they will do it, okay? It's what makes America America. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen,
True,
will Twitter sue Meta? I don't know.
Hopefully,
Apparently,
that would
there's
be
an even bigger
hilarious.
allegation that Meta is actually engaging in possibly scraping Twitter data. And if you actually look into it really carefully, they do mention that, of course, any Twitter websites, their SMS, their APIs, their email notifications, applications, it's permissible only if it's done in accordance with the robot's text file. For those of you who don't know what a robot text file is, go to any website, do /robots.txt, and you'll come across this file that basically tells crawling engines, so search crawling engines, spiders, what they are allowed to look at on a website URL-wise and what they are not allowed to. So for instance, you are allowed to search, but you are not allowed to search users real-time, for instance. There's actually a fair amount of websites that do this. Some of them actually put no index, so they don't get searched. That's the general gist of it. So if you feel like you don't learn anything on my channel, at least you learned something today.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's your web lesson for the day. Let's get back to the whole fun of the story here. Now, using
the good stuff.
Threads, I have a Thread account. Not that I really care too much about it. I wanted to sign on to it just to see how it is. And generally, compared to Twitter, obviously, it's not all the way there. There's no...
Bro... Yo, this is, there's a meme going around of this, and this I think is 100% on point. Elon Musk, not Twitter Musk. Elon Musk buys Twitter and says, how about we allow people to do whatever they want here? And then Zuckerberg makes his threads and says, how about we make Twitter but with a lot more censorship? Like, Threads is literally the old Twitter. I mean, I think it's going to actually be legit for a couple of absolutely insane people. You know, the ones that literally lived previously on Twitter for your everyday, mandatory, implanted, forced trending of something about Trump. I think those people are going to have fun on Threads. I think they could technically find a world for them there, because it's most likely going to be that. Threads is like Facebook level of censorship. You know, like, if you did not, for example, know, in the dark times of the unknown virus of the unknown origin, Twitter censored, by the way, they literally admitted to this, and I'm not going to say it word for word, but they literally censored truthful information. Even if it wasn't harmful information, as long as it went against a narrative that they were given by the United States of America, it got censored. And this is literally going to be threats. You know, you already get posts by people who you do not follow, but who obviously have a certain type of viewpoint on the world. So if you want the old censored Twitter back, Threads is actually potentially a place for you.
DMing. There's not even a whole lot of chronological following, simply due to the fact that as a new social network, they're basically going to feed you everything from the pool of content users they have until you start obviously following people on your own accord. Now, there's a lot of people that already got a benefit using this platform, because if you have a strong Instagram following, a lot of those people will auto-follow you into the Threads ecosystem. See, Threads is not its own social media app. It's actually back-ended off of Instagram. And it's back-ended so hard that you're actually unable to delete your Thread account unless you delete your Instagram account.
Yeah, I did not know if he's gonna talk about this, but yeah. You can't even delete your Threads account because then you're deleting your Instagram account. Zuck is literally taking you by the throat. It is hilarious.
Account as well. According to their privacy policy, you may deactivate Threads at any time,
but it
can
can't
only
delete
be deleted
it
if you delete your Instagram account as well. So think
great.
of it kind of like an extension to Instagram instead of just posting photos.
Think about it like a noose around your neck.
You get to post your thoughts and your tweets, your threads, and that's pretty much what it comes down to. Generally, the app is usable, but it's obviously missing a lot of features that makes Twitter, Twitter. And I think, again, given like the fact that it's had such a strong launch anyways, I think given a month, 2 months, maybe even a few weeks, the engineers could absolutely make it feature parity with Twitter and succeed. Which at that point, isn't that what everybody wants? Another place for people to share their thoughts and have a good time? See, I'm one of those people where I want the more the merrier. I'm from an era of the 90s forums, where early 2000s, where in order to get all the information, you had to go to like 30, 40 different websites. There was a social...
Good times. He's absolutely right about it. You know, we can laugh about Threads. I'm laughing about it because it's the point of Threads is literally, if you enjoyed that forced 100% fake trending, Trump be bad, and literally seeing the same 10 people over and over and over again at the top, and it never changes, Threads most likely is gonna be the place for you, because that's the point of Threads pretty much. It's like old Twitter, but more censorship, actually.
Community for everyone out there, okay? Bronies had their forums.
Disgusting.
Had their
Disgusting.
Forums, Satanists had their forums.
Disgusting.
Bodybuilding
Disgusting.
forums. Everyone had
Disgusting.
a forum post, forum page. And I kind of wish we returned to that, but obviously that's me being fucking really hopeful. When it comes to social media services like Twitter and
Good
Threads,
point.
I'm glad that there's more competition, and there seems to be a lot of people that are having fun with Threads anyways. So, congratulations there as well, too. Now, obviously, being a channel that has a strong focus on cybersecurity, I know there's some people going, but Muya, what if it's a privacy nightmare? Because apparently Threads isn't available in the Europe.
Wait, what? It said Threads is not available in the EU yet? Huh, interesting. I'm not gonna make a Threads account, but, because why would I want Twitter but with censorship? I mean, seriously. The whole point of, we're not talking about a complicated product, right? It's just a place where you can read what's happening in the world currently, what's the news, what's the hot topic, right? It's not a complicated thing. And I don't think, competition is great and all, but these are such simplistic things it doesn't need competition, honestly. Okay? As long as it's just not censored and it's really what people think and what people want, I don't think it needs any kind of competition, honestly. Everything else, though, needs competition. And, it's not bad if there exists competition for Twitter. But when it's something that's super simple, I don't think it needs competition. And, Twitter's okay currently now, right? people can say what they want for the most part. There are very few things like every day something new is trending. Admittedly, that does create the weakness of there are days where literally nothing interesting is happening. But hey, at least you know that it's real. You know, currently people know that it's real.
Privacy nightmare! Because apparently Threads isn't available in the European Union yet. Now, to understand, the European Union as a country is very
Union is not a country.
Laws, as most countries should be.
The European Union is not a country.
So when it comes to things like the Digital Markets Act and basically, you know, the digital data protection systems that they have, apparently...
The European Union is an unelected government that literally does what the World Economic Forum wants. Disgusting.
Threads isn't all the way there in respect of it. So if you do a cursory glance, like just a real cursory glance right now on the App Store, Threads, for instance, has the ability to track your health and fitness, financial info, contact info, user content, browsing history, usage data, diagnostics, purchases, locations, contact search history identifier, sensitive info, and other data, okay? So this is data that is linked to you. It may be collected and linked to your identity. Then, of course, conversely, you've got Twitter kind of looking through roughly the same shit that can be used to track you across apps and websites, data that may not be linked to you, and of course, data that is linked to your identity. Now, I think it's a bit unfair to say Threads is tracking you. I think every Facebook service tries to track you. Remember, they're one of the first services that shamed people for using the Apple's iOS not tracking feature, which surprisingly is actually absent in Threads. For instance, if I go to like Twitter or Instagram, you can literally choose to have those applications not track your data on an iPhone. By the way, that's an interesting video to get into because even if you choose don't track on an iPhone, you can still get tracked.
Obviously.
Threads doesn't even give you that.
I mean, I'm not a computer guy, but I don't even know that
option. And you can bet your ass that Meta is tracking you through their application as well. So there's a reason that they're probably not in the European Union, and from what I understand, it's actually just a delay for them to, I guess, meet whatever compliance they have to.
Probably.
See, in America land, they don't gotta worry about that shit whatsoever. Track me? Feel free. My data is yours, Chief. In fact, most people in this country spread their cheeks wide for their data to be stolen.
Is he talking about America or Canada? Because he's still in Canada, right?
And when I complain about it, everyone just says, I'm a goddamn, like, nutcase, conspiracy theorist, tinfoil hat wearing individual, okay? No, I think you should be very careful about where your data flows out to. And if you're genuinely this worried about Threads, I'm just going to put it out for you, Chief. You should not be using any social media service, period, because they all track you to roughly the same extent anyways. Whether you use TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Threads, Instagram, Facebook, Grindr, you're being tracked, Chief. It is what it is.
True.
In fact, the best advice I can give you is separate your work and sensitive phone with a different device, especially when it comes to using social media services.
Yeah, I got a device where I literally look up furry porn. Yeah. I don't, that's a joke, but imagine if anyone just gets a second device that is exclusively used for furry things, and then Zuck sells this information to companies, and then like, holy shit, half the world is furries. That would be the most hilarious thing ever. Holy shit, data scalping shows that 70% of the world's population has a furry kink. I would just die right there. It would be hilarious.
Because time and time will tell you, these guys don't give a shit about your privacy or security. So you shouldn't put your private material into their hands, period. Now that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's cool to see a new competitor enter the market. Twitter is actually in a bit of trouble because, hey, they finally have tangible competition. And I don't think...
is it actually tangible competition? They said the same thing about Mastodon and the other platforms that I don't know of. Like, Google Plus had 10 million signups in the first day or something like that, if I remember correctly. And look at it now. There was your, Facebook Slayer. This is the same thing. I think this platform, just because that it's backed up by, well, billions and billions upon billions of Zuck money, it is obviously gonna achieve something. But I think it's just gonna be an echo chamber escape heaven for all of those people who did want to read the Trump big bad men every single day, and that's the only thing that's trending. Man, how Twitter has changed from those days, huh?
This is a situation where like this app is only going to be alive for 3 days before it dies anyways. I think with the power of Meta, the fact that they're not focusing on stupid VR shit anymore and straight up what is in their wheelhouse, and with something as strong as Instagram, I'm sure this application, if they get enough celebrities and people on board, which they seem to, enough creators, I definitely can see this being an actual healthy competition to Twitter. Which at the end of the day,
time will tell. There is literally no way we can predict these things, okay? But in my opinion, you know what's going to happen? Someday there will be just this random app that gets absolutely no buzz, no anything. No one even talks about it. And one day, it will just, hey, this is pretty neat. And people are going to slowly make it into the new Twitter. I think that's what's going to happen. But with these things, we just don't know, okay? The biggest competitor ever now appears. And will it take over Twitter? I doubt it. It could. Yeah, obviously it could. But there is literally no way to predict how good this is going to be. How well this works out. There's no way anyone can even remotely predict this. And again, this is coming from a business analyst. You can't predict this. We just see what happens.
You shouldn't have to be warring over which social media platform you should be using. At the end of the day, just be glad that there's so many different options available for every single person out there, okay? Because ladies and gentlemen, no matter what, the content will flow.
Yep.
And flow it will. Freely.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mudahar, and hopefully if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, good video. I think he covered literally everything. Well done, Muda. I enjoyed this. Initially I thought that he's gonna try to bash Elon Musk more. But maybe it's slowly getting to him that, well, it hasn't worked yet. So maybe he's getting tired of it. But this was a good video. He covered all the interesting things. The lawsuit potential. He didn't explain the lawsuit, admittedly. But, very good video. Very 10 out of 10 information. Actually loved it. Well played. Anyway, this was Cruiser Citizen. Thanks for watching and subscribe if you haven't already. And have a nice day. Bye-bye.